TV business side of things in a moment. But to me, it's a blast. It's still like having a model train, and I can go back to at a young age that we had a model train in the basement. I did, and it had a NOAA weather radio, and that was as extreme as it went to our forecasting ability. You guys can access the internet, look at these long-range computer models, see the upper-level flows, actually get onto the darn SPC site and look at their models. Amazing. Now, everybody has a hand in it. Back in the day, we were bingo. And so that's changed, and that's what's really neat. But there's still a great deal of uncertainty in these forecasts. Anybody know why we're not 100%? I think we're pretty darn accurate these days. I brought in some of our charts. I do it old school. If some of you here may remember the old DIFAX charts, now those were fun. The smell of that ink and that thing printing out, and just sit there hawking over the printer waiting for it. And I still remember the numbers too. DIFAX number 099, that's your max min temperatures for the day, and 233. Oh, 170 was the NGM 4 panels. Wow, that was fun stuff. And they would print out all night long, and then it would jam, and it was stupid. And Tom Skilling would go, "These Japanese printers, I can't understand." Brian, I'm here to tell you. How are you? All right, Brian, that is a 28 volt max, and that's going to find its own moisture. All right, let's get out of here. What a guy. He's a card, too, by the way. But so I still like to print this out, and I still like to roll your sleeves up and do the math. And that's what's so fascinating about it, is that it's so much math involved in it. I think that a lot of the forecasting has gone too much dependent on the computers and the sophistication of the models, and not so much, or not as much pattern recognition as you should. It should be 20% computer guidance and 80% you knowing how to make a forecast. I'm afraid that a lot of the people in our business and on the on-air side, it's pretty easy to rip and read and pull off the most numbers and say, well, it's going to be 43 tonight and 58 tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. From our standpoint and from the weather standpoint, I like to forecast. I felt like if I'm going to give you a forecast that you can rely on, then I better know how to forecast. And I'm selling you a product. I believe in my forecast. When I make that forecast, if I'm going to have the guts to stand out in front of these people and tell the forecast, you better know what you're talking about, and better be able to tell them, hey, there is a snowstorm coming, and this is why. I like to teach the weather part of it too. They don't give us enough time. I usually get about 4 minutes, 4:15. How do you feel about 4:15 for weather?
I would love it. I don't get that much.
No, they would cut us down and cut you down. And again, from the excitement of weather standpoint, I want to talk about every bit of it. I want to talk about the divergent jet stream and how we're going to see a big storm blow up out of this. Now, your news directors will tell you, sure, they just want the forecast. I think we're more intelligent as viewers, and we know now that because it's become so fractured in the TV news business and we're piling on more hours of news, they're giving us more time. And of course, weather is the thing that leads every newscast. Even when it's so dumb and it's just drizzle, they want you to lead with the news. It's to the point now where we almost feel stupid about coming out of the air and go, well, it's raining out there today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes about all this rain. Dude, it's rain. It's just rain, you know. It's getting cold out there. Oh my goodness, gravy. Oh boy, let's check in. It's November. Because they know that they want to lure you in. Well, anyway, the TV side of it is pretty funny. And again, the only reason I got onto the television side of it is because that's the only way I thought you knew how to do weather. Well, now I find out you can go work at the National Weather Service and have an actual career, never get fired. Have a retirement package. Bottom line is that for me it's exciting to go in and forecast probably as much as it is for you guys to get the moderate risk out, and I'm going to drive out and try and catch this stuff. I have never chased a storm other than when I got pelted with the hail. Well, one of the bigger storms, and we talked about this on the way in, that I actually saw my very first tornado was in May of 2004 when we had the severe weather outbreak during the race. Now, while we were gearing up and excited, I'm sorry, I know, when I say that, I think you can all relate to that, right? I'm excited that there's severe weather coming. My God, people are going to die. And we're excited about it. How twisted are we? And I think as chasers, once you've gone through an area that's been devastated by a tornado, put it back into perspective. Yes, I am excited about chasing this stuff. Man, it's fascinating to be able to see that tornado. It's one of nature's most awesome displays and most destructive at the same time. And what a spring we had, what a summer, what a season we had in severe storms. To go through an area that's been wiped clean by a tornado, you just scratch your head and go, it's surreal. I visited, what was it, southern Indiana